Bartley's head in his hands. Here's Murphy. Quite break for Nias. Jorginho with a touch to guide it back to his goalkeeper. He may well be the Chelsea player that's coming off. Chelsea Kovacic just dropped back into the deepest lying of the three midfield berths for Chelsea. Hazard already an influence in the 10 minutes he's been on the field. He's made a good run forward here. Picked out as well. Arteta's got to make sure he doesn't dive in. Kovacic.
Since Hazard come on, he's already disrupting all those blue shirts. He's pulling people around, he's making runs in behind, across the front of them, disturbing Cardiff's defensive back line. Ruben Loftus-Cheek now entering the fray.
Jorginho off, Loftus-Cheek on. He's only started once in the Premier League so far this season, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Another that's had an effect in the European campaign. Fit to play today despite having missed England's 2 games over the last 10 days or so with a slight back problem. But still, just the one attempt on target as far as Chelsea are concerned. Hazard was fouled. First infringement, obviously, that the referee has acknowledged to stop the game. Subsequent one on Lee Peltier, no consequence. Free kick taken from the wrong place.
From our position, I thought it was a bit unlucky there, Peltier. I thought he worried Hazard and got close to him, and you often see that, you know, the best players turn around, look at the referee and just stop, and all of a sudden the referee blows the whistle and gives the free kick. Happens a lot.
Hazard. Time to survey his options. Gunnarsson with a ill-advised touch. Still they haven't got it away. Now they can. That was last-ditch defending.
Wow.
Gunnarsson trying to overplay in a very dangerous area.
Just got caught between his feet, I think. Just couldn't deal with it.
Now over the top from Hoyland. David Luiz there before Nias.
It's great running from Umar Nias. Really is good. Is that incident at the other end? There you go. You can see Gunnarsson. And in the end, does he pull back? Loftus-Cheek? No, not enough. Not enough, I don't think.
Nearly midway through the second half. And it's Cardiff, third bottom of the Premier League, who have the lead. Yes, with the flick. Marcus Alonso just taking it away from Murphy.
They're hard to deal with them, you know. They're not easy. Really isn't. Any era you've played in against teams where someone has a long throw and they use it well, it's not easy to combat. It can be very difficult.
The away form that is hampering Chelsea's quest for the Champions League. They've had 4 defeats in the last 5 games on the road. Conceded 15 goals in the process before today. Murphy in defensive duty. Doing well. He's had an excellent game. Luiz thought that he was fouled, but instead of it being a Chelsea free kick, it's a Cardiff throw.
It is a nudge in his back, in all fairness. That is. I think Nias does give him just a little nudge in his back. The 2 players laugh it off, but again, it's just valuable respite that for those Cardiff defenders. They can get up on the halfway line.
takes the free kick. Barkley. Oh, it might find Loftus-Cheek. In the end, it's a corner. It was a stumble by Morrison. He got lucky that it just hit him on its way through.
Yeah, not there. Don't slip there, whatever you do.
Corner taken short, but then the offside flag's up. Loftus-Cheek had taken the corner, couldn't get himself back onside in time. So this is the most significant moment of the afternoon so far.
Yep, that long throw. David Luiz met it. And again, the delivery from Harry Arter isn't one of his finest, but it just finds Camarasa, who just steers it. And Kepa doesn't even react, really. The goalkeeper, it's not the hardest of strikes I've ever seen, but it's accurate, it's on target, and it just whistled past him.
Just over 20 minutes for Cardiff to hang on here, for Chelsea to try and salvage something. So far in 2019, they've only taken points from one game on the road, which was at Fulham.
Team news is in here at Anfield, and Jurgen Klopp goes for his tried and trusted midfield three. It's Henderson, Wijnaldum and Milner. No Fabinho in the starting lineup for Liverpool today. Trent Alexander-Arnold has also recovered from that back injury, so it's Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Milner, Henderson and Wijnaldum, the three in midfield. Mane, Firmino and Salah, the three up front. Tottenham will play three at the back, so Alderweireld, Sanchez and Vertonghen, the three centre-halves. Trippier and Rose, the two attacking full-backs. They look a little bit light in midfield in terms of defensive options, because it's Sissoko, Ali and Eriksen in there, with Moura and Harry Kane up front.
Chelsea player who's involved in the thick of the action with Manga. Just a little confrontation between the pair of them. Marcus Alonso trying to pacify matters. Now, what did Craig Pawson think he saw there? Now calling Antonio Rudiger over, just telling the pair of them that he's watching what is going on. That's an instruction they both acknowledge. Marcus Alonso is being held there by Peltier. It's Morrison that wins it. Back out for Willian again. Arter in strongly. They did really well to win it back, but then gave it away. Should be Etheridge's. Slightly unorthodox goalkeeping, but ended up with the ball in his hands, which was all he needed to see. Be a fantastic time of the season for Cardiff to string back-to-back wins together. Remember, they came into this match on the back of a 2-0 success against London opposition against West Ham 3 weeks ago. And this would shave the gap back to 2 points between themselves and safety. Who'll have a very difficult task midweek when they go to Manchester City. It's a match to play on Wednesday night. In fact, they're running extremely difficult. 7 games after today, 5 are away, including 2 trips to Manchester. chasing Liverpool, one of the teams that are left to come here. Clipped in here by Azpilicueta. Comfortably played by Neil Etheridge. If they do hold on here, though, their fate is in their own hands, because Burnley, who they'll be 2 points behind, are a team they still have to play.
I think it's all the more a really positive performance, because don't forget, they've had to wait and watch yesterday, and then they've seen Southampton and Burnley pick up points yesterday that's hurt them and adds more pressure coming into a game against one of the top teams. So they're in a fabulous position right now. They've worked really hard to do so. Particularly second half, been impressed with the attitude and the mindset of them second half. But it's a long way home still from here. There's still probably 20 minutes with stoppage time, and that can feel like forever when you're in the situation that Cardiff are in. Hazard. Very close. Yeah, too much room there. Players starting to just feel the effects of chasing after the ball all afternoon. Look at Willian. Look at that room he's got in there. He's got 10 yards all around him. There's too much in the box. Thankfully, it's on his left foot, and he's just squeezed that past the far post.
To go back to 1981 for the last time that Cardiff beat Chelsea in the league. It was a 1-0 victory at Stamford Bridge, a massive shot in the arm in that season's relegation battle from the old second division. It was against the Chelsea side managed by England World Cup hero Geoff Hurst. Blues yet to drop a point against Cardiff in the Premier League. They haven't lost a league game in this city since the early 1960s. They find themselves 15 minutes or so away from that today, though. Here's Barkley. Higuain. Might be his last contribution. And he wins the corner. Cardiff increasingly hanging on.
Yeah, I just think they need to make the change. Neil Warnock is waiting and waiting and waiting. I think they need some more energy. I think he's got to top it up.
Keeping more than a weather eye on everything that's going on ahead of him inside that penalty area as Willian swings it in. Marcus Alonso couldn't get the touch he wanted. On to Hazard's Hoyland that hammers it upfield. Olivier Giroud's going to come on for Chelsea. Last change for them and the next break in play. So that means no Callum Hudson-Odoi today. Gunnarsson in strongly on Kovacic. Hazard, delicious touch. Gets the return ball from Barkley. Gets the return ball from Higuain, but again the move breaks down. Sheer weight of numbers doing the job for Cardiff. And then Arthur's caught. Kovacic will be spoken to whilst Chelsea make the change. Giroud for Higuain.
Well, as he's become accustomed to now, Olivier Giroud being asked to come off the bench and try and make something happen, make the difference for his team. Again, as a player that will need the service to do it, not that long left. Clock is ticking down significantly, and of course it means nothing for that boy.
It was a change that was met with a chorus of "You don't know what you're doing" from the Chelsea supporters. Around 3,000 of them made the journey to South Wales, taking their part in a crowd of over 32,500 today. Just the one Premier League goal for Olivier Giroud so far this season. Chelsea fans calling for Maurizio Sarri's head. We want Sarri out. A an audible chorus from those away to our right. In from Rudiger. Alonso for Loftus-Cheek.
Great block, brilliant block that is.
Gunnarsson with it, and he's hurt himself in the process. And more than happy to take a few bruises for the team. Now Cardif can play their way out with Arta. Very intelligent pass for Nias, who has absolutely no support.
Might have been better. Harry Arta off, who looks like he's suffering with cramp. So they really are struggling. I think Gunnarsson in particular here, Jim, is in trouble. That block that he made, I think he's turned his ankle.
Well, Neil Warnock wasn't happy that Gunnarsson had to play the 2 Icelandic internationals in the last 10 days or so, because they've been trying to nurse him through. And the Chelsea fans' anger is steadily increasing. It's all aimed in his direction.
Cardif fans are joining in now as well.
We want Sarri in is the
song
from them. Yeah. Well, Cardiff have only got 19 fit pros at the moment. Joe Rawls is about to come on. The change was going to be made anyway. He's going to replace Arta.
I think the message
still is.
Yeah, the message is that Aaron Gunnarsson's going to be okay, but he's a tough boy, you know, and he's played very well today, Gunnarsson. Harry Arta's certainly, as ever, committed, and he's given everything, and I think it's absolutely the right call to make sure that area in the middle of the park, they're not exposed, and that Hazard in particular can't get it and run at that back four from there.
Off and rolls on, a player who's veteran of more than 200 games for Cardiff. It's been an integral part of the long journey that they've had. You have to think that when Neil Warnock took over here at Cardiff, and it wasn't that much more than 2 years ago, they were in the bottom 3 of the Championship. It's been a meteoric rise. Gunnarsson okay, able to continue. His teammates have had just a 2-minute breather to collect their thoughts. And will, of course, extend stoppage time significantly, and it's going to be a long, nervy period that if Cardiff is still ahead. They're in the final 10 minutes with their noses in front. Chelsea did, of course, strike late to salvage a point against Wolves recently. Only Liverpool have got more goals in the final 15 minutes of matches this season than Chelsea. Peltier with a long throw. Rudiger. Now Willian. Chelsea's first task to try and salvage a point, but at the beginning of the afternoon, even that would have been regarded as a disappointing return. Hazard. Azpilicueta. Barkley. In strongly there ahead of Hazard. Barkley winning it back from Nias. Kovacic. Marcus Alonso. Chelsea camped in Cardif territory. Now Willian. 5 other players inside the penalty area. He's gone alone. He's broken back off Morrison. And again, the referee waves penalty appeals away. Camarasa are able to hold it up here for Cardiff. This will go long from Bennett.
Great defending again there from Cardiff. When Willian runs across the 18-yard box, he's so quick, and you know that he can hit his shot so powerfully, but blue shirts are throwing themselves at the ball, trying to deny him. Apart from Hazard, second half, when he's looked like picking the game up and making something happen, and the odd little run from Willian, nothing pretty much from anybody else.
Liqueta. Giroud got caught. Just on the top of the foot. Play goes on. It's Hazard. Alonso. Back for Eden Hazard. Great movements. Still Cardiff survive.
When he knocks that ball off Hazard, just watch him here. Watch how he sprints past 3 blue shirts there. Cannot switch off for a split second. No matter how tired you are, when he gets the ball and he gets rid of it, somebody has to be tracking his movement, staying with his run.
Williams ball in. It's a dangerous flick, and there is the equalising goal. And it's Cesar Azpilicueta, an unlikely saviour for Chelsea, who equalised with enough time to yet turn nothing into a victory.
It's a clever goal, it's a good goal. Just since the offside, he's offside. He's offside there. He's offside as Azpilicueta. When that ball is flicked, he's standing there right in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's Manga that starts to drop back a bit. I think when that first contact is made, he looks like he's offside to me. There, look. Miles offside. Miles offside. I mean, that's not even a difficult call.
An element of fortune, more than an element of fortune, about the equalising goal for Cesar Azpilicueta, who on his last match here scored an own goal. Scores at the right end, his first of the season, and only his 9th in more than 300 games for Chelsea. Kenneth Sahor on for Umar Nias. Cardiff making a change in the immediate aftermath of the goal. And now they've got to make sure, up against the ropes, that they can keep the chin intact. Gunnarsson getting a yellow card. Chelsea will certainly believe now that they are going to be able to get away with this. It's been a poor performance from them. A goal that will certainly be talked about. Next season, that one definitely wouldn't count. Shouldn't have counted this season. As a Hall will chase, Aretha Malaga is out now. Referee's got a decision to make. Looked like a foul by Rudiger. And that would have been an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. What colour is the card going to be here? It could well be red.
It can only be red. If the linesman has got involved with Craig Paulson there, it can. How's that? Wow. That one I do find surprising. The minute he stops the game there, if he's given a free kick Cardiff's way, let's have a look. Maybe he thinks the goalkeeper, maybe he thinks the goalie's got it first. I'm not so sure. I'm absolutely not totally so sure about that. Let's have a look again from this angle. He's kind of run into one side of the ball there, Zahola, and maybe Kepa's always getting that first. Maybe that's what it's. I can only assume that that is what Craig Paulson sees, and maybe he has some justification in that. But the goalkeeper was always getting that first, but Zahor was impeded by Rudiger.
Say Neil Warnock is angry.
Oh.
He's one of the understatements of the season. Because he will now know that the equalising goal was offside as well.
Oh yeah, he's going to be absolutely furious after the game. We're going to see Neil Warnock in boiling mode, I'm afraid, after this one.
It's Camarasa. Now the wall did its job. Hoylett ended up on the deck and, worryingly, didn't move to start with once he'd gone down. That was an incident off the ball while they were defending the free kick. Maurizio Sarri, I don't know why he's getting involved, but Neil Warnock has a point.
He's actually said it about the goal, the offside goal there. Clearly Neil Warnock's been told about it. Yeah, he's obviously been told about that. Someone, of course, will have seen that and will have told him that he's 2 yards offside. So he's thinking that everything's going against him. It's an interesting one, the one with the goalkeeper and Rudiger and Kenneth Zahor just now. The angles that we could see there looked like maybe the goalkeeper was just always on top of that ball, but even so, big call.
90 seconds to go, and there'll be plenty of time at the end of the 90 minutes to be added on. Goal kick. Lang has had his injury problems. It's 3 months of this campaign, but he's going to come on to replace Josh Murphy for the closing moments.
He's played well. That young man has worked really hard and he's not been afraid to commit defenders and get at them. Impressed with his performance today.
Well, Neil Warnock, if you're wondering why he was shouting then, that was the first time that the assistant referee on this near touchline, Eddie Smart, got within earshot, although earshot is quite a large area when it comes to Neil Warnock. Free kick taken quickly by Willian. Azpilicueta. Clipped in towards Hazard. There's plenty of time to win it for either side. 7 additional minutes. And that might be the goal that does it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek off the bench to score for Chelsea in stoppage time. And all Cardiff's hard work set to be undone. They conceded twice in the last 6 minutes. A hammer blow for their hopes of staying up. And what a shot in the arm for Chelsea that is.
Great goal from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Made a good run, got his head on it, steered it into the far corner. Credit Azpilicueta as well. Taking a quick free kick and ended up building up down this side. Drops it back to Willian. Look at the far post. Peltier's got contact with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but doesn't attack the ball. The only one that attacks the ball is the Chelsea man. He's the one that wants to get his head on it, and he does. What a vital goal that is. Minutes, moments ago, the Chelsea fans are calling for their manager's head. Such is the manner of this performance, and within just a few minutes, it looks like now they have all 3 points back in their hand.
Well, even the most ardent Chelsea supporter won't have seen that turnaround coming necessarily 7 or 8 minutes ago. The circumstances of it will be debated long into the night, particularly by him.
Yeah.
Most Cardiff City supporters stunned. A job that had been well done, the game plan carried out to perfection until the 84th minute and the offside goal. Ramifications, of course, not just for today, but for the whole season potentially. songs of relief rather than euphoria from the Chelsea supporters, I think. But still 5 minutes for Cardiff to get themselves back into this, and over the 90 minutes as a whole, they'll certainly feel that they deserve at least an equaliser. Etheridge's kick was poor. Gunnarsson did well to come back and salvage the situation there for Cardiff. Camarasa.
Yeah, you can't help but feel some sympathy for Cardiff. I mean, again, from the Chelsea perspective, you know, big questions being asked as the clock is ticking down, and they've managed to get themselves back in a game, but that's so hard for him to take. That really is today. And when he sees it all afterwards, and he watches it himself, it's going to hurt.
Williams' clearance finding Eden Hazard's a beautiful turn. Still Hazard goes. It's Barkley, and it should have been 3-1.
Why does he let that roll across onto his left foot, Ross? Why doesn't he just hit that with his right foot? It's made for it. It's stunning forward play from Hazard as usual. And Barkley's done so well to make the ground up. Maybe it's just caught a little bit between his feet, the pace of the pass, but either way, he should be putting the game to bed there.
Maurizio Sarri's men will have taken 7 points this season from losing positions, and 6 of them will have come against Cardiff. This stage of the season, sometimes it's not about how you get the job done, merely that you get it done. Chelsea will know that they will have to improve in the 2 home games coming up over the next week or so. Brighton and West Ham to come, then they're back involved in Europe. Slavia Prague away in the Europa League quarter-finals before a trip to Anfield. This level of performance, and indeed that of the second half at Goodison Park, won't suffice in those games, I'm sure. David Luiz very cutely just stepping into the penalty area to make sure that that's retake. From Victor Camarasa. First of those looks as though it's going to be the game's defining moment. It didn't turn out that way. For Cardiff, they're going to have to refocus ahead of Manchester City away, Burnley away, Brighton away. The next 3 games. Long by Etheridge. Cardiff fans appealing for everything and getting a free kick. Barkley on Manga, and this might well be their best way of getting back into the game.
Big appeal went up right here for Giroud on Morrison. Look at that. I mean, look at the amount of bodies that are around him there. Giroud just like literally bumped into him just to affect him, and it worked. But they do have a chance. Just looking at who's over it. Camarasa, Joe Bennett. Whoever's over it, get your head down and trust it and go for it. Don't hold back now.
Well, the first half started with a sweet finish from Victor Camarasa. Is it going to end the same way? It's Bennett. Didn't get the pace on it.
Lucky, yeah. Good goalkeeping. You read that there. Kepa always felt that if he just takes one sharp step to his left, he'll gather that one.
7 minutes are up. It's only a minimum of 7 minutes, of course. Loftus-Cheek losing out. And Chelsea able to bring the ball away. It's 3 against 3, but that's the end of the game. Maurizio Sarri's men have got the job done. There were times when they were flagging, but when the assistant referee didn't flag for Cesar Azpilicueta's header, the game turned on its head. Ruben Loftus-Cheek added a winner in stoppage time off the bench to effect the game, and all of Cardiff's hard work was undone. Neil Warnock will not let it lie, understandably. It wasn't even a close call, but sometimes you just don't have the luck. Chelsea did. Cardiff won, Chelsea 2.
Well, inevitably there will be calls next year. They will be answered for VAR. But if a Premier League official cannot get right the incident that we just saw, then he shouldn't have a flag. That's incompetence, by the way. Incompetence of the highest order. He just shouldn't have a flag.
Now, listen, I've always said that I think that people who run the line in football have a much harder job than the guys who referee it, right? It's a really difficult one. You've got to be in the right place, you've got to keep up with players who are quicker than you. Sometimes when you're running, to catch up with players who are miles quicker than you, you can be guessing a lot of decisions. This particular instance, I have no sympathy with the official, and I say that because it's a corner. He's in line with the last defender, allegedly. The ball is only travelling forward 3 metres. So, if I'm looking along here now, I can see about 20 metres in my vision of width, maybe longer. If you're John Collins, you can see 90 degrees.
This is a standoff.
Yeah, and the official then should not get it wrong. It's as simple as that. He shouldn't get it wrong.
See, Mike Riley, and we talk about it too much, Andy, the head of the PGMOL, the guy that makes the decisions, and is the head of the coaching that these boys get, will tell us at the end of the season, guarantee it, 98% of the decisions we get right in the season. Well, I would say most decisions on an afternoon such as this, you should get right.
Yes.
They're standard. They're
corners, free kicks, throw-in.
Big ones, they get too many wrong. Far too many wrong.
I agree.
And here's an example. You don't need VAR to get this right.
But look at this. There's no players. He can't be confused about players being in the way.
You see, and anyone blocking his view, he's in line with that 6-yard line. He should be. If he's in the right position, the linesman should be in line with the 6-yard line, right? He's on the last defender. What on earth does he not see that tells him Azpilicueta and Loftus-Cheek, whoever scores there, if it's Loftus-Cheek that scored,
it's a killer for Cardiff.
It's Cardiff season.
And the difference is, and that's why he was so upset, John, because, you know, whatever you think of Neil Warnock and whatever you think about the way he goes about his football, he's pulling up trees to keep this side alive at the moment and keep them in the Premier League. And to suffer that in a game where they're winning 1-0, and I have to say, I think we've probably gone on to win 1-0.
Look, it's so obvious.
It's so obvious.
And also, with the teams yesterday winning,
yes,
they knew
that's
today
right.
this game is vital to have
Burnley, Palace, won yesterday, one's down there.
And Warnock knows now this game, this result could affect them.
This could send them down. Johnny could send them down. It's as simple as that.
That's incompetence. You can't miss that. That's just...
And I know people will call for VAR, and in that many respects for a decision like that, you're right, because that's just a matter of fact. That's not a matter of opinion. We will debate VAR many times next year on different things.
Is there an argument? Is there an argument that it's a second phase of play, and by coming away from the goal, he's put himself back onside?
Oh, never. It's second phase. It's only a corner.
The second phase, from the header, it's a second phase of play.
It's just a flick on.
I'm putting the counter argument. I'm suggesting to you that the officials will tell us.
Oh, right. Oh, I see.
That is a second phase of play, and with him coming away from the goal, he puts himself onside.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the actual rules are.
Well, they're not finished, John. They make them up.
They make them up as they go.
Yes,
Right, it'll be interesting if they come back and say that, won't they? And then we'll have to apologise if that's the case.
I know what you're saying, Richard, but when he
look, phase one.
Yes,
he's coming away from goal.
No, he's offside though.
I know that. I'm saying to you that what we will probably hear is it was second phase of play, and Azpilicueta put himself back onside there.
No, he's
Therefore,
not
he's
odd.
okay to head the goal
No, I know what you're saying. No, that's just an
and bring the equaliser.
So we will get that information, won't we? If
I doubt it, but
no,
perhaps Warnock will
there
force
is
them
no
into
argument
talking.
there. I mean, we've seen some ridiculous reasons for not giving decisions. I remember the Harry Kane penalty thing at Arsenal.
Anfield.
No, at the Arsenal game when he played Arsenal. Remember, he was offside, but he got the penalty. And
It was Liverpool.
Was it Liverpool?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about this season.